Straight ahead on WBKB News at 11. Check out a new extreme water sport that will leave you flying high. Plus, meet a woman who is spreading the word to help keep our waters clean. And another successful Long Lake Lights Festival happened yesterday. We'll have those stories along with your local weather and sports. The news that affects you starts now.
From Rogers City to Tawas City and all points in between. This is Northeast Michigan's award-winning news team. We are your source for news, weather, and sports. We are WBKB News at 11.
It seems most would agree there's nothing better than a warm summer day and fun outdoor activities. Today I went to Oscoda to visit High Flying Sports to see what type of summer activities they're offering this year. Everybody, I'm out here with Paul Rakowski on Benton Lake. Want to tell us a little bit what we're going to do here today with High Flying Sports?
Sure. We've got a board which is called a flyboard, which is like a wakeboard, except it has jet propulsion that lifts you up off the water. It's connected to a jet ski, and it's just going to lift you off the water up to 35 feet in the air.
You want to tell me a little bit about your business history here?
Yes, we're in business just since last September, and we just obviously in Michigan just rent during the summertime. It's generally a sport in California and Florida where they're year-round, but here we give it a try and rent it by the 20-minute segments to ride the board.
What are people's reactions usually? How do they feel when they're out on this board?
Oh, I tell you, the reactions from the crowd is much better than what on the board, because when you're just learning, you're just trying to figure it out. But once you get on the board and you figure it out, it doesn't take that long, even for a novice. And once you get up on the board, it is a lot of fun.
You ready to scream? Scream!
And a lot of fun it is indeed. Anyone can try the flyboard as long as they think they are strong enough to handle it. High Flying Sports has a lot of rental deals starting at $50 for a 20-minute flight, going all the way up to 4-hour flights for $400. High Flying will bring the board to you on lakes in the area for a minimum 2-hour rental. They'll bring their equipment, cheer you on, and show friends and family how it works.
All right, this is the board. This is where you strap your feet in, obviously. And then this is the tube that's hooked up to the Wave Runner. And then the jets shoot out of down here. And so your feet control where you go. You know, if you lean forward, you're going to go forward. If you lean backward, you're going to go backward.
The family-owned business is still fairly new, and with the high-flying water sports, they hope for lots of success. Bethany Ricciardi, WBKB News. With a lot more fun and games this year, yesterday was the 6th annual Long Lake Lights Festival in Alpena. Came for horseshoes, to play volleyball, play in the kids area, or to get their fortune told. Many people from the community gathered on Long Lake to celebrate another Long Lake Lights Festival. Between the campground sponsors and Long Lake Lights Festival coordinators, this year's event was a success, not only for them, but for the community.
Not only do we profit from this, but hotels, gas stations, convenience stores, restaurants, the whole 9 yards. A lot of people benefit from this coming into the area, as with any other festival.
Vendors came from all over to sell clothing, jewelry, drinks, and food, such as homemade brats from Rogers City. Today wasn't only about the food and games, but about Alpena coming together as a community.
Like most communities, I would think that Alpena, has a very tight community, and we all look out for each other.
A man with a unique view of the community was a man on stilts. He made the children smile along with balloon animals. The festival only cost $1 per person and $10 for an all-day access pass to the kiddie area. With the sun shining bright, the Long Lakes Light Festival has had a great turnout. But what people can't wait for are the fireworks tonight. Bethany Ricciardi, WBKB News. History overflowed the Besser Museum as they held their 29th annual Log Cabin Day. Families and friends gathered at the Besser Museum outside to explore some of Alpena's great history. They were able to experience what it was like here over 100 years ago by seeing period reenactors, historic buildings, and they'd even get to meet one of Alpena's longest living residents. In addition, they could see farming tools, touch real dinosaur bones, or enjoy the live music and food. Behind the museum stands one of the oldest cabins in Alpena, and inside there today was a former resident of the cabin. She says she loves to come and visit her cabin where her family used to live and seeing the children's reaction to her old home.
They can't imagine what it was like to live back then. We don't have telephone, no bathroom, no radio.
Edna has lived in Alpena for 101 years and was surrounded by old photos of her family in the cabin. She says as a child she remembers there being lots of lands with fences and horses outside. The Chosen Ranch welcomed anyone from the community to come and see what they've done in progress towards opening a home for less fortunate children. This home will be for boys who will have house parents who will raise and take care of them. The house parents will work there 24/7, and their job is to be sure to raise the children in a humble Christian upbringing. There isn't an official opening date yet, since the home still needs some work, but many gathered here to see what Chosen Ranch has to offer. They've had over 1,500 hours of volunteer help, and since the land was vacant for 5 years prior, there was a lot of work to be done.
Well, we did a lot of praying and seeking God's will for it, and He came through. He led us to this property, and we just put the word out. We were blessed right off the bat that it was the right place.
DiMercurio says every child is important and some just need better examples on how to live a good life. He hopes 5 to 10 years from now that they are out of business and that everyone is so well taken care of that they no longer need their services. A woman from New Jersey set out on an adventure leaving New York City with plans to end in Chicago by paddle alone. Margot Pellegrino departed the 21st of May carrying the ocean message upstream with Blue Frontier campaign. The message, start thinking about your water and how you can help keep it clean. Making a stop in Alpena today, Pellegrino is staying in Noah's dormitories. She tries to tackle anywhere from 30 to 40 miles of water a day. And she says this is her little attempt to try and get people to think about water and how they are all connected to it. She says everyone can play a part by changing individual behaviors, partnering with local groups, and even electing the right officials to be able to work towards solutions.
As a country, as a nation, we really need to start looking at ourselves individually and really start thinking, what can we do to make things better for our water? If we're not helping, we are hurting.
Earth Justice has helped her with her fundraising during her journey, but she also accepts donations through the project she is a part of at bluefront.org. This is the first leg of a 2-leg journey. Next year, she will paddle from Chicago down the Mississippi. Coming up next on WBK News at 11, a woman from Detroit who killed her children made her first appearance in court. Plus, I'll tell you why Acura is recalling so many of its vehicles. That and more coming up next. Welcome back. In state news, the Detroit mom who killed her 2 children and put their bodies in a freezer made her first appearance in Wayne County, Michigan court Friday morning. Michelle Blair insists on pleading guilty and was told by the judge to return back in court on Monday so she could have time to go over the psychiatric report. Blair was aggravated after trying several times to tell Judge Dana Hathaway that she did not agree with the report. Judge Hathaway told Michelle that Monday would be a better day to discuss all concerns. Last week, Blair waived a hearing to determine if there was enough evidence against her. The bodies of Blair's 13-year-old daughter and 9-year-old son were discovered in a freezer during an eviction in March. Police believe the children died months apart in 2012 and 2014. 36-year-old Blair has openly declared her guilt and even said she would accept the death penalty if Michigan had it. In your Money Watch, Acura is recalling more than 100,000 SUVs because an air conditioner pulley is prone to loosen or break, creating a hazard for other motorists. The Honda luxury brand recall covers 2014 and 2015 MDX SUVs, which can be fixed for free at the dealership. Honda says no crashes or injuries have been reported. YouTube stars will have an easier path to TV screens on Amazon Fire TV. Amazon, the nation's largest online retailer, joined forces with a video technology company, Beachfront Media, to help YouTubers create their own apps on mobile devices and connected TVs. Experts say giving YouTube stars a dedicated app gives them more control of their money-making capabilities. And push-button pizza is the latest internet innovation. Spanish internet carrier Telefonica unveiled what it calls a smart button that will be connected to the internet and let people order a car for transportation and request a package delivery. An early test with Telepizza let people use the smart button to order pizzas with the click of a button. If you're heading to the pump, GasBuddy.com and AAA of Michigan helped us find the highest and lowest gas prices locally and around the state. The lowest price for gas in Alpena is coming in at $2.76 at Admiral Station. The highest is $2.78 at Marathon. Across the state, the lowest price at the pump is $3.09 in Clarkston, and the highest price is coming in at $3.49 in Romulus. There is still much more on WBKB News at 11. John Scheidler will be in with a look at your sports, and I'll be right back with your weather forecast. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us. It is time now for a look at the weather. Taking a look at today, we had a high of 77 and a low of 46. That's really low compared to our normal temperatures at a low of 53. Kind of close to our normal high, though, at 78. There was a record high in 1971 of 98 degrees and a record low in 1925 with 32 degrees. The sun rose at 5:50 a.m. and it set at 9:25 p.m. Our current conditions out there, it's about 65 degrees out. Looks like we got a little bit of rain going on. Really high humidity at 72%. No winds, though. Taking a look at our radar, you can see that little bit of rain coming in, definitely a lot of clouds casting over us, so you can take a look at that, and it's definitely coming in right from the west. It looks like it'll hit us a little bit more, but not too bad. It looks like it'll clear up tonight, partly cloudy with a low of 50 degrees, picking up the winds at southwest at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, we have a chance of showers. We actually only have a 30% chance of showers after 2 p.m. So other than that, it should be sunny with a high of 72. Southwest winds going to 5 to 10 miles per hour. Carrying right over in tomorrow night, same thing, chance of showers, low of 58, 5 mile per hour winds going south. Taking an extended outlook at the rest of the week, Tuesday, like I said, those chance of showers, high 72, low of 54. Wednesday, we have a little bit of fog coming in, high of 67, low of 55. Thursday, there's the sun, high of 68 and a low of 52. Friday, same thing, nice and sunny, high 72, low of 56. Saturday, still sunny, got a little partly cloudy, but it looks like it'll be a beautiful 4th of July. We have a high of 72 and a low of 57, which is great because I know there's a lot of fireworks and parades and things going on like that. So looks like a good weekend for us. And now it's time to take a look at the photo of the day. Today's photo was sent in by Roger Stavanik of Ossining. Roger says he saw these bugs on a flower while he was mowing his lawn. I must say, you have a good eye, and what an amazing shot. It looks like that spider's going right for that fly in the corner. Roger said the spider even waited until he grabbed his camera for him to make a move. So again, that's a great capture of nature and the bugs living in it. Thank you, Roger, for sending us this photo. If you have a photo you would like to send us, email it to us along with a short description to news@wbkb11.com. In your Health Watch this evening, a new study suggests older women taking antidepressants known as SSRIs to battle hot flashes and night sweats may be at higher risk for bone fractures. More than 137,000 women were tracked. The fractured rate was 76% higher among those on SSRIs 1 year. A New York University study suggests senior citizens who write a life review and share experiences with younger people can improve their sense of purpose, and it may even help them to age in place longer instead of in nursing homes or moving in with family members. Researchers from Harvard Medical School say a new test accurately diagnoses the Ebola virus within minutes. They say simplifying diagnosis could have a major impact on helping to end Ebola outbreaks. In national news, the manhunt for the escaped prisoner inmate David Sweat is finally over. His life on the run ended about 3 miles from the Canadian border in upstate New York. Kenneth Craig reports from Malone.
Police found David Sweat in Constable, New York. That's about 3 miles from the Canadian border. Authorities say Sweat was shot during the arrest, and a convoy of emergency vehicles rushed him to Alice Hyde Medical in Malone. Sweat and Richard Matt escaped from the Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora more than 3 weeks ago. Police captured and killed Matt Friday. They say he was armed and refused to surrender. An autopsy report shows Matt was shot 3 times in the head. He had bites and blisters on his body that were consistent with someone who had been living in the woods. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Malone, New York.
Sweat is stable, but the extent of his injuries are unknown at this hour. Sports is coming up next, but first, John Scheidler is here with a preview of what's ahead. John?
Bethany, in our Sunday sports, we'll see if the Tigers could win a 4-game series that turned into just 3 with Saturday's postponement. Down in Alpena Harbor today, the Thunder Bay Walleye Club honored local veterans with a free day of fishing. Come on back and get the details next in sports. Earlier today, the Thunder Bay Walleye Club went out for a day on the water. Now, that's nothing new for the members, but it was new for some local veterans who were able to enjoy a day on the lake. The club honored local veterans with a free day of fishing on Lake Huron, part of the first annual tournament for the vets. All you had to do was show up early this morning, and the club put you on a boat for a free day of catching walleye. The club has over 100 members, and it holds over a dozen tournaments this year, but this is the only tournament honoring local veterans. Over 17 boats went out, nearly 100 people showed up for some food on the grill and to check out who caught the best and the most walleye. Carl Hadala is a member of the Walleye Club, but more importantly, an active member of the Air National Guard. After receiving donations from the Alpena and Alcona credit unions, offshore tackle, and Warrior boats, Hadala and the club wanted to give back to the vets with the day to get out on the water, relax, and have some fun.
It was our honor to be able to take these guys out today. We have the opportunity to do it on a regular basis, but to actually take them out and put them on fish, hopefully send them home with some fish. It was a little tougher day out there today, but we managed to pull a couple, and a couple guys did real well. So it was a good time, great day on the water. The weather's perfect, so couldn't ask for much more.
Hadala called the day a success overall and hopes that this first tournament honoring the vets can become a yearly one with the help of more donations and more members joining the club. With the Tigers playing under 500 the last 2 months, now is as good a time as ever to get that signature win to give the team some life and get a hot start in the middle part of the year. David Price on the mound. He's allowed 2 earned runs or less in 7 straight starts, but that would end today. White Sox up 1-0. Melky Cabrera goes deep to left, and they get the lead 2-0 in the 4th. Now we jump to the 6th. Chicago, they're up 3-0. Bases loaded, no outs. Adam LaRoche, a sac fly to left. Jose Abreu tags up and scores from 3rd. Price went 6 innings, allowing 4 earned. He's on the hook for the loss. The Tigers were down 4. But Victor Martinez is going to change that. V-Mart strokes a bases clearing double with the Tigers now trailing 4-1 in the 8th. That would tie it up at 4, and that's where we are going into the 9th. James McCann, he already has 1 walk-off homer this year. Utah, give me 2. McCann goes way out of Comerica for the walk-off homer. A huge come-from-behind 5-4 win for the Tigers. Hopefully, can get the mojo working in Motown.
Down 0-2, and he left something up that I could handle, and thank God I was able to put a good swing on it. It's one of those things. Just keep the line moving. We've got such a good lineup. One day, one guy's going to get you. The next day, another guy's going to get you. And we have faith in each other, and hopefully we can use this momentum to keep rolling.
The Tigers have an off day Monday and then get back to business Tuesday at home against the Pirates with Justin Verlander on the mound. Now take you to the Travelers Championship in Connecticut. Start out with Paul Casey on the 3rd hole. This is his 2nd shot, and it's a beauty. 1 hop into the bottom of the cup for birdie. Yeah, Paul, that went in. Casey was neck and neck today with Bubba Watson. Look at the putt by Watson. That's going to go in long distance for him. And after 18, Watson and Casey would go to a playoff. Casey, he's in the bunker. That's not going to work out. He gets too much of the ball from the sand. That goes over the green. It lands on some pavement. And Bubba, he played this hole right down the middle. He gets the the tournament-winning putt to go in. Bubba Watson, the 2015 winner of the Travelers Championship. After Watson and Casey, we have Brian Harmon at -15. Graham DeLotte, 1 stroke behind in 4th at 14 under. 1 stroke behind him, Carl Peterson at 13 under. Next weekend, the tour is in Virginia for the 1st week of July for the Greenbrier Classic. 2nd week of July moves over to Illinois for the John Deere Classic, and then the 3rd weekend in July, it's the Open Championship at the illustrious St. Andrews. Now in NASCAR, the Sprint Cup Series, the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma. That hairpin turn made it tough for drivers today. A whole bunch of cautions were pulled out. But it didn't matter for Kyle Busch. Don't forget, Busch, he got into a bad wreck earlier this season. He broke his leg and his foot. He won an Xfinity Series here in Michigan a few weeks back, and Busch is going to win his first Sprint Cup race in 35 tries. He and his brother Kyle finished 1 and 2. A memorable June for Kyle, who's won both the Xfinity and a Sprint Cup Series this month. And we go over to the top 5 here. After the Bushes, it was Clint Boyer in 3rd place. Kevin Harvick took 4th. Joey Logano sliding into 5th. When it comes to Sprint Cup standings, not much changing this weekend. Still Harvick in 1st. Martin Truex Jr. jumped into 2nd. Joey Logano in 3rd in front of Jimmy Johnson and Dale Jr. Bethany, some more local news to add here. Hopefully we're going to have, I will at least have more to come about it this week. Local Alpena Babe Ruth baseball all-star teams, 9, 10, 11, and 13-year-old all-stars all won their tournament. So they all won, which is great for them. Congratulations to them. And I believe the 13-year-olds are the only one that will be playing in another tournament. So like I said, more to come this week, so that's something to look forward to.
Well, look at that, starting young and doing great. Coming up next on WBKB News at 11, not looking for any attention, an officer goes above and beyond to show kindness to a young girl. We'll be right back on WBKB News at 11. A deputy officer in Lake County, Ohio, went out of his way to treat a little 9-year-old girl when she least expected it.
Like many kids, 9-year-old Gabby Jarkar started selling lemonade to make money. Deputy Zach Ropos with the Lake County Sheriff's Office was one of her first customers.
I bought some lemonade for the little girl and I asked her what the proceeds were going to go to.
And then I said my tablet.
Gabby desperately wanted a tablet to use for school and to play math games.
And I asked her how much money she saved up. She said only a few dollars.
So Ropos gave her more than she expected.
And he said, how much is it? I'm like, 50 cents. He gave me $3.
But he didn't stop there. A few days later, he found Gabby and gave her a brand new tablet.
What do you think about what he did for you?
Amazing.
Ropos said he was even more moved to learn that just the day before, Gabby offered to give the money from her lemonade stand to her mom for gas.
You know, seeing the girl smile is what I wanted.
While Ropos didn't want to tell anyone, the sheriff's office couldn't help sharing the good deed on Facebook, where it's been shared almost 20,000 times. He says he realizes that some might mistake this act for a PR stunt at a time when police need it most. But he says no. All he wanted to do was help someone in need.
Dear Deputy Ropos, thank you for my new tablet. I love it so much.
In Lake County, Shanice Dunning, 19 Action News.
You know, that's just always so heartwarming to see, and especially today with the law enforcement capturing that prisoner. I think it's just great to acknowledge them and appreciate what they do for us, whether it's going out of their way to do something sweet like that or...
Yeah, a lot of the times, especially with all the stuff that's happened throughout the last couple months, I mean, everything, the rioting in Baltimore, things like that. Cops get a bad rap sometimes, but at the end of the day, they're just like you and I. They are humans, they have hearts, and feel-good stories like those that kind of make you remember that, they are nice people overall. And remember, you can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
Or add us on Facebook at facebook.com/WBKBTV.
That'll do it for tonight's show. Wake up with Erica Fernandez tomorrow on WBKB early morning at 6:30. Have a great night.